And when you click it, I actually take you through why it is the FDA in 1994 had to lie to the entire world that nicotine is addictive. In 1994 is when they started telling this lie, 3 months after our United States Congress asked the 7 CEOs of all tobacco giants to come into Washington, D.C. and under oath swear that nicotine is not addictive. And all 7 of them, with the threat of perjury by the Oregon senator, all raise their hand to the square and say, under threat of perjury, we swear nicotine is not addictive. 3 months later, the FDA started lying to everybody and has been lying ever since that nicotine is addictive. Now, in 1990, 51% of all Americans were smoking. Adults. 51% of all Americans were smoking. In this presentation, I take audiences through why it is they had to lie to you since 1994 that nicotine in tobacco products is addictive. And it is a lie. And I actually show that they lied every single year since 1994 until now. Why it is they keep lying to you. In 2015, I also show in this presentation that Harvard conducted a study, then published it, that nicotine is not addictive and is not the chemical in tobacco products that even makes their products addictive. They actually went through 7 million pages of research and development documents of the tobacco industry that the FDA had and all the tobacco giants had on their websites on how they developed their tobacco cigarettes and their tobacco snuff. And ever since the 70s, Harvard discovered in their review of 7 million pages of the tobacco giant stuff, right there, Colton, they published this study. And the title of Harvard's study reads, A Study of Pyrazines in Cigarettes and How Additives to Cigarettes Might Be Used to Enhance Tobacco Addiction. And in this study, if you go to the next slide, you will see what their summary reads. Their summary reads, well, actually, this is the very first sentence of their summary is what you're looking at on the screen. Nicotine, as you read in that statement, nicotine is actually more aversive and actually is keeping people from using tobacco products than it being addictive. If you go to the next page here, you will read that pyrazines are chemicals that tobacco giants are adding to tobacco products since the 1970s to create addiction and to create learning behaviors that you cannot resist or refuse. And it is not nicotine. And in this study, Harvard states they should start regulating pyrazine chemicals from being added to tobacco products in America, not nicotine. It's in here. In this statement, the Harvard scientists say the FDA should start regulating pyrazines being added to products. They use it in this study. They proclaim, you can see all the highlighted information right here on this study. But I actually show you all the most important things and statements they're making about pyrazines, these man-made chemicals that when you inhale them into your nose, they go into your brain and instantly create addictions. Instantly, when they hit the parts of your brain called the olfactory bulb. And that is what that statement on the screen right now is talking about. That pyrazines touch the olfactory nerve responsible for smells. They use pyrazines to create chemical addictions. I guarantee it's in all of your pulpery stuff that people are using. Those little scent things you're putting into your wall sockets to emit fumes. Guarantee you those Johnson & Johnson products have pyrazines in them to make you addicted to those scents. They're using it to make vaping products and cigarettes addictive. And that's exactly what they're using. So inside this document, you also learn that the FDA has approved 599 chemicals. There's the 15 pyrazines on the right-hand side of the screen that they are adding to every tobacco product. That's what you're seeing there on the list. But they actually tell you that there's 599 chemicals right there on the screen. Pyrazines are a class of chemosensory agents that make up 15 of the 599 compounds on the list of cigarette ingredients.
Wow.
Okay. Did you know they're adding 599 ingredients or compounds, chemicals to every tobacco product? And why are they blaming nicotine, which is found to be a natural substance in that plant, as the culprit that is the bad guy?
Why would they do this?
And why has nobody ever heard of pyrazines? Number two, why is not a pyrazine
a warning label on everything because I guarantee,
There's
you
a
know,
nicotine
there's a
warning.
nicotine warning. Surgeon General warns. Da, 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 da. So nobody's heard of pyrazines.
Yep, because they don't want you to know the truth that it is not nicotine. Now, nicotine is not addictive. Everyone has been lied to, even though the FDA, like I show you in this presentation, they show you every label of any product containing nicotine, that nicotine is the addictive substance. In 2022, just 2 years ago, you'll see in this presentation, the FDA decides to come out and create another document of their assurity that it's nicotine that makes the tobacco products addictive. And the whole title of the article, it's in the presentation, states nicotine is the addictive agent responsible for addiction of tobacco products. I mean, you couldn't get more ridiculous. It is not what makes things addictive. This assault on nicotine by the media and by governments worldwide is because the cat is out of the bag. Cigarette smokers, people that use tobacco products and use nicotine agents, were the most protected from getting than any other group of people in the entire world. I said they're already taking this stuff from you. They're telling you you're not going to be able to get access to any of this by the year 2030 whatsoever in this country. Cigarette, snuff, patches, gums, it doesn't matter. They're going to destroy nicotine products commercially 100%.